213. Please move forward both sides. जाग्रत स्वप्न सुषुप्त्यादि प्रपंचम यत् प्रकाशते तद्ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते। Based on Anvaya Vyatireka, the true nature of Kutastha Atma was shown, and Atma as Asangaha. Asangaha, totally unrelated, unconnected to what is being experienced in the waking state, dream state and deep sleep state was shown. Means Atma is totally unaffected by the experiences of Sukha, Dukkha, etc. in the waking state, dream state, and also the ignorance that is experienced in the deep sleep state is Asangaha, totally Asanga was shown. Now, to this effect, so his author is quoting different Shrutis. From Kaivalya one mantra was told, again now from Amrita Bindu Upanishad, or otherwise also called as Brahma Bindu Upanishad, another mantra is cited to show that Atma is totally free from all that is experienced in the waking state, dream state and deep sleep state. How it is so we are supposed to know it? How? How is it Atma is totally free, totally unaffected by what is being experienced in the waking state, dream state and deep sleep state? Abba, you prove it. It's not simply because Shruti says so. Can you prove it? What you have to consider first? You have to prove, Shruti says Atma is Asanga as far as Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Anubhavas are concerned. What is meant is, the features of these Anubhavas have nothing to do with the Atma. It is totally independent, it is totally free from that. This is what Shruti says. Come on, you prove it now. What will you have to consider to prove this? First, what you have to consider? How these experiences in waking, dream and deep sleep state do take place, you have to consider. Now, how do they take place? Antakarana vrittis as far as the waking and the dream are concerned. So, waking and dream are concerned, antakarana vrittis. Sleep we will see afterwards. Now, antakarana vrittis, waking and dream, now all the dukkhas etc. belong to what? Antakarana vrittis, is it not? Now, antakarana vritti, whether it is dukkhatmaka or even you are happy, what vrittis come? Priyamoda, pramoda, sukshma vrittis come. Whether sukshma vrittis which give you joy or other vrittis which give you sorrow, or any other varieties of experiences, they are in terms of these vrittis themselves being inert. And if you are experiencing, what does it mean? These vrittis are made known, illumined means made known by who? The Chidabhasa available in the vrittis. And Chidabhasa is the reflection of Chaitanya Chit. Now, if the Chit through Chidabhasa makes you experience or know all these varieties of experiences which we say constitute the samsara, the one who makes you know the illuminator Chaitanya Tattva should necessarily be free from all these vrittis and their characteristic feature. Just as if the sun illumines the world, sun is totally free from the world and the features of the world. Illuminator should necessarily be distinct from illumined. Now come on. Where is Chaitanya as far as this? Is it not free from this? So that means all experiences and their features that we undergo in the or experience in the waking and dream have nothing to do with the Chaitanya. Chaitanya is distinct from them. In sleep, the Ajnana vrittis, again they are what? Inert in nature. You don't know anything. That also is made known by Chaitanya through Chidabhasa. Again, Chaitanya is free from all these things. So what it has to do with all these things? The sun is asanga with the characteristic feature of the world that it illumines. So is Chaitanya which makes you know all these experiences, free from them, no connection, therefore asanga. This was told. To that effect, now another mantra is quoted from Amrita Bindu Upanishad, which is also called as Brahma Bindu Upanishad. Eka evatma mantavyaha Jagrat swapna sushuptishu Sthanatraya vyatitasya Punarjanmana vidyate. Anvaya Jagrat swapna sushuptishu Ekaha eva Atma mantavyaha. Add evam Sthanatraya vyatitasya स्थानत्रय व्यतीतस्य, then add अतः एव मुक्तस्य. स्थानत्रय व्यतीतस्य, then add अतः एव मुक्तस्य पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. अतः एव मुक्तस्य to be added पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु. In all these three states of consciousness or experience, Jagrat, waking, Swapna, dream, Sushupti, the sleep, in all these three states of consciousness, Ekaha eva Atma mantavyaha. Ekaha eva Atma, only one Atma means you have to take Ekaha eva Asangaha Atma. Not simply only one Atma. What Atma? You have to add there Asangaha Atma. The Atma, the only one and the same Atma, but unconnected to all these. So Mantavyaha. Mantavyaha means Bhavaniyaha. Should be considered means should be, that means meditated upon or should be appreciated in the sense. One and the same Atma which has got Anvaya, continuance in all these three states is totally aloof from what is being experienced in these three states. So that is what Mantavyaha Bhavaniyaha. So should be appreciated. In this manner, Evam means by this Viveka Jnana. So by taking to this Viveka discrimination as to how Chaitanya Rupa Atma is totally distinct from what is being experienced and the features of the experiences. So by that Viveka Jnana, Evam Sthanatraya Vyatitasya, the one who is distinct from these three sthanas. What are these sthanas? Places? Waking, dream and deep state. So Sthanatraya Vyatitasya. So that is means avastra, one who is distinguished from these three states to three states. One who is distinctly appreciated from these three states. That is Sthanatraya Vyatitasya means avasthatrayat viviktasya atmana. Atma which is totally distinguished from the waking, dream and deep state. So of that Vyatitasya, and because the Atma is appreciated or considered as totally directly cognized as distinct from these three states, Ataha eva muktasya. That person who has directly cognized the Atma Sarupa as distinct from waking, dream and deep state experiences means Asanga. Therefore that person is who? Muktaha. Muktasya, this is Punarjanmana vidyate. There is no rebirth. No rebirth when? After Sharira Patanantaram. After this body ends, so for that person there is no Punarjanma at all. So there is no Punarjanma for that person. So that is, once this body is over, there is no taking of any other body for that Punarjanma is not there. This is what you find in Amrita Bindu Upanishad or Brahma Bindu Upanishad. Again, another mantra from Kaivalya Upanishad, 18th mantra is quoted. In 213 Kaivalya Upanishad, 17th mantra was quoted. Now here in 215, the 18th mantra of Kaivalya Upanishad is cited. Trishu dhamasu yad bhogyam bhokta bhogascha yad bhavet tebhyo vilakshana sakshi Chinmatroham sada shivaha. Trishu dhamasu yad bhogyam. Add yaha, continue, bhokta. Yaha, continue, bhokta. Further add yaha, continue bhogascha. Further add iti, continue yad bhavet. So like this. Trishu dhamasu yad bhogyam yaha bhokta yaha bhogascha iti yad bhavet. Yad bhavet तेभ्यः विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रः सदाशिवः add asti and thereafterwards saha aham asmi. Saha to be added, asti and saha to be added, then afterwards aham, further add asmi. So this is what me is. With that, Trishu Dhamasu, in these three abodes, Dhama, abode. What are those Dhama? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. In these three abodes of waking, dream and deep sleep state, Yad bhogyam asti, whatever the thing to be experienced is there. In the waking, dream and deep sleep state, whatever the thing to be experienced, what all things to be experienced are there? Of course, I don't want detail of each and every one. You can't give it, but how can you categorize them? In waking, what type of bhogya? In dream, what type of bhogya? In sleep, what type of bhogya? Come on. In waking, what type of bhogya? Things to be experienced? Sthula bhogya vastus are there. In dream, gross objects are not there. Sukshma. In sleep, what it is called? Ananda. In sleep, Ananda. So that is how it is. That is Sthula, and distinct from Sthula, the Pravivikta distinguish Sukshma, and in the sleep, Ananda. This is the Bhogya Rupa, whatever that is there in these three states of consciousness. Again, Yaha cha Bhokta, one who is the experiencer. Come on. Who is the experiencer in the waking? Who is the experiencer in the dream? Who is the experiencer in the sleep? Or only one and the same guy is there? In the waking, who is the experiencer? Vishwaha. Who is that Vishwaha? The Chaitanya identified with the embodiment, gross body and the world. Also, the waking state experiences Vishwaha. In the dream, gross body is not available. Taijasaha, the Chaitanya identified with the Antakarana or the Suksha Sharira. In sleep, Prajnaha, one who is identified with the ignorance as such, one who doesn't know anything whatsoever, almost ignorant of everything including oneself. We have to say almost. Why? Not totally ignorant. Do you know why? The experience of sleep is being undergone at that time, which is remembered afterward. But other than that, everything is not available. So therefore, Prajnaha, these are all, Vishwata is a Prajna Rupa, that is what is that? Bhokta, the experiencer. Then, Yaha Bhogaha. Bhoga, the not enjoyment. Fine, okay? Bhoga means Anubhava. Because Bhoga can be enjoyment of good, that means happy, joyous things. It can also be suffering of the sorrow. That is what Bhoga word means. So therefore, Bhoga here is all varieties of experiences that one undergoes in the waking, dream and deep sleep state. So whatever that is there, Bhoga Yad Bhavir. So that is whatever that is there. Now, तेभ्यः विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रः सदाशिवः अस्ति. The Sakshi Chinmatraha. Sakshi, one who directly illumines these. So I hope you know the definition of Sakshi. I should keep account how many times I have given the definition of Sakshi. Sakshad Anyanapekshaya Ikshate Prakashayati iti Sakshi. Sakshad directly. Anyanapekshaya, without dependence on anything else. Ikshate means what? Prakashayati, illumines means what? Makes you know. Therefore, Sakshi. Why that Sakshat directly? There are many things which make us know indirectly. How? Presently you are hearing what I am speaking. Who makes you know it? Your ears. First, to begin with, ears. But ears by themselves will not be able to make you know unless the mind is backing. Right now you can verify. If your mind had gone for a walk, you don't know what Swami spoke. So, therefore, the mind, the ear to begin with, thereafterward the mind has to be backed up by the buddhi, but all inner needs to be illuminated by who? Chaitanya through Chidabhasa. Finally, who makes you know? Chaitanya. These are all necessary. The ear or the mind or the buddhi themselves being inert have no capacity to make you know unless they are illuminated by who? Chaitanya. Therefore, it is not Sakshat. It is not Sakshat. It is through something else. But here, the Chaitanya is the one which is the very knowledge principle. Sakshi makes you know. So that is why Sakshi. What is the Sakshi? Chinmatraha. Nothing but Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. Chit, the pure awareness alone. Nothing but Chaitanya and Chaitanya, the pure awareness alone. Chinmatraha. And do you know who is? That itself is who? Sadashivaha. Where is our Sadashiva? In Kailasa, is not? He is in Kailasa. But now Kaivalya Upanishad says, now where this Sadashiva will be there? Sakshi. Sakshi of what? In all three states of consciousness, waking, dream and deep sleep state, whatever bhogya is there, whoever bhokta is there, whatever bhogas, experiences are undergone, all these are made known by what? Directly Chaitanya. That Chaitanya is Sakshi Sadashivaha. So where you have to go? Kailasa Yatra? To find out? Shiva, Kailasa Pradakshina. Is it necessary? Sakshi, the Chaitanya itself is what? Sadashivaha. Sadashiva means always nothing but Mangala Rupaha, Ananda Rupaha. Shiva shows Mangala Rupa, Ananda Rupa. That's why they say, see, for all names, Shri is added. To Shiva, Shri is not added. Sri Krishna, Sri Vishnu you may say, but Sri Shiva is not told. You know why? The word itself contains the Mangalatva in that, not required. Otherwise, anyone's name, including Avatara's name, you put what? Shri, Shri, because the Upadhi is concerned. But Shiva is the one which always is, there is Ashivatva is not there. But if that Sakshi Chinmatraha Sadashivaha is not cognized, what remains? Do you know? What remains? What remains? Shava. Anatma. Anatma is what? Shava only. All nothing but sorrow. So that is how it is. So Sakshi Sadashiva. Maybe one who is a Sakshi Chinmatra. So what am I to do with that? Saha Ahamasmi. That is my Swarupa. What is my Swarupa? That Sakshi Chinmatra itself is my Swarupa. What about this? Bhogya, Bhokta, Bhoga. They are all passing clouds. They come and go, they come and go, they come and go, they come and go. Sakshi Chinmatraha Sadashiva is always totally aloof, unaffected by what comes in terms of these passing clouds of Bhogya, Bhokta and Bhoga. And all our samsara is bundle of this Bhogya, Bhokta and Bhoga. Sakshi Chinmatraha Sadashiva has nothing to do with that, and yet we suffer. Why? Why? Tadatmya. Tadatmya. Identification with the Bhokta, Bhogya, Bhokta and Bhoga. All features of sorrows, etc. will be what? Superimposed on who? Me Sakshi Chinmatraha Sadashiva. So see, this is where comes. Even though not directly cognized, at least that much Shraddha in the Shruti must be there to probe further. At the risk of repetition, Upanishads point out you are nothing but Sakshi Chinmatraha Sadashiva. And still, if we have not recognized or directly cognized, what is lacking? Some tuning is lacking. Some tuning in lacking. Tuning of what? Mind, antakkar. It is like that. A very powerful microscope is at our disposal. It is not focused properly, and the fellow is seeing at the specimen, and because of improper focusing, he is getting headache. You know why? Because he has focused in such a manner that actually is what? But the proper tuning is, focusing is not there. So, the proper, that is, tuning means preparing the mind to directly cognize, that is not accomplished. On the contrary, identification with all that happens in the three avasthas, and we suffer the samsara. So that is why the importance of Shuddha Antakarana, developing certain values, etc., that comes in picture to prepare the mind. But Swarupa is Sakshi Chinmatraha Sadashivaha. So later on, Kaivalya also it is shown that the Atma Swarupa is free from this. Now in this manner, now you should not forget why such a elaborate discussion was going on. I hope you know what is under discussion now. Kasya Kamaya. That Kasya Kamaya, for whose experience one who has gained the knowledge of Atma, Atmanam Ched Vijaniyat Ayamasmiti Purushaha Kimichan. Up to here it was discussed and elaborated. Kasya Kamaya, for whose bhoga such a person who has got the knowledge, Shariram Anusanjvarit, will get afflicted on account of the bodies. So that was that. Kasya Kamaya, for whose bhoga, the context, the discussion was, bhoga belongs to whom? Whether Kutastha Asanga Atma? No, it was pointed out. Mere Chidabhasa? No, because mere Chidabhasa has no existence apart from Adhisthana Chaitanya. So therefore, bhoga belongs to who? Chidabhasa with Adhisthana, Kutastha Adhisthana Chaitanya. And when you say Chidabhasa, Dehadvayas, Sthula and Suksha Sharira means, in short, that is Bhoktrutva belongs to who? Jiva. It belongs to Jiva. So therefore, he says, by this Viveka, what we can gain? That is now, this discussion started from second line of 197. Stanza 197, second line started. Now it is getting concluded. So that is now, as a result, now for whom this Bhoktrutva is there is being shown. Evam vivechite tattve vijnanamaya shabditaha चिदाभासो विकारीयः भोक्तृत्वं तस्य शिष्यते। अन्वय एवं तत्वे विवेचिते विज्ञानमय शब्दितः नहीं तत्वे विवेचिते देन टेक यह नॉट विज्ञान शब्द यह सेकंड लाइन यह विकारी देन विज्ञानमय शब्दितः चिदाभासः यह विकारी विज्ञानमय शब्दितः चिदाभासः तस्य भोक्तृत्वं शिष्यते तस्य भोक्तृत्वं शिष्यते। So evam tatve vivechite when in this manner as shown so far tatve vivechite the true nature of the individual when analyzed and ascertained viveka is done, then he says the one who is like this yaha the one vijnanamaya shabditaha one who is called as Vijnanamaya. This word is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 437 refer to in stanza 198. Refer to 198. So this word Vijnanamaya. So we from Brihadaranyaka 437 refer to what it means. There we have seen already. Vijnanamaya Shabdita means बुद्धि सदृशः बुद्धि उपहितः विज्ञानमय refers to whom here आत्मा conditioned by विज्ञानमय कोश that's why and appears as though विज्ञानमय कोश not atma is not buddhi not intellect not विज्ञानमय कोश but for practical purpose appears as though विज्ञानमय कोश therefore Vijnanamaya Shabdita means one who is called Vijnanamaya refers to Buddhi Sadrishaha means Buddhi Tulyaha as though Buddhi. Why? Buddhi Upahitaha conditioned by Buddhi Vijnanamaya Kosha. So that one Vikar Yaha Vikari changing one called as Vijnanamaya Shabda Chidabhasaha. The Chidabhasa in the Vijnanamaya Kosha with all the vikaras of Vijnanamaya Kosha and therefore Chidabhasa also appears to undergo vikara. So Tasya for that Chidabhasa and because he is called Vijnanamaya Shabdita Atma already there. Chidabhasa with the Adhisthana of Atma. Tasya Bhoktrutvam Shishyate. The status of being bhokta, the experience remains. Means the status of experiencer belongs to whom? Chidabhasa referred to as Vijnanamaya and Vijnanamaya means basis of Adhisthana Atma, Kutastha Atma already there. To that Jiva the Bhoktrutva belongs. That means Bhoktrutva is accepted for whom? Chidabhasa, the Atma, that is Chidabhasa with Adhisthana. The question comes, if Kasya Kamaya accept status of experiencer for who? That is what what is that? Chidabhasa with Adhisthana means Atma you are accepting. If that is the case, in stanza 192, you had told for Atma, Bhoktrutva is not there. You refer to 192, Bhoktra Bhava Vivakshaya. Because there is no Bhokta at all. For Atma, there is no Bhoktrutva was told in stanza 192. And here you are accepting the status of Bhoktrutva for whom? Chidabhasa. The Purva Paksha takes that Bhoktrutva taken for Chidabhasa, he takes as though accepted for whom? Atma, which is not the so. But with that notion that here The bhoktritva, the status of bhokta is accepted for Chidabhasa with Adhisthana, mistaking it for Atma. Sir, are you not contradicting with what you have told in stanza 192 where bhoktritva is absent for who? Atma. Don't you contradict? So, that is the doubt for which answer is given. Look, this Chidabhasa referred to with Adhisthana, who has got the bhokta, is not a real entity. It is only an entity falsely attributed to Atma. So therefore, you can't say Atma has got bhoktritva on account of this acceptance. Maiko yam chidabhasaha Shruter anubhavadapi Indrajalam jagat proktam Tadantah patyayam yataha Shrutehi anubhavadapi Ayam chidabhasaha Maikaha Shrutehe anubhavadapi ayam chidabhasaha maikaha yataha jagat indrajalam proktam yataha jagat indrajalam proktam add ataha tadantah pati ayam add मिथ्या भूतः एव श्रुतेः अनुभवादपि what is being shown is this Chidabhasa or the Jiva, Chidabhasa with the Adhisthana, otherwise called as the Adhisthana Chaitanya, otherwise called as Jiva, is a false entity, a mithya entity, and not real as Atma. That is what is being pointed out. How? Based on these true norms. What are those? Shrutehe, on account of Shruti. For example, what is the Shruti? In Nrisimha Uttara Tapaniya Upanishad, it is said from Atharvana Veda, Jiveshau Abhasena Karoti. You know what this Maya does? It Karoti does. Who? Jiveshau. Jiva, and this was discussed earlier in the earlier chapter. Jiva and Ishvara, Karoti does. Who? Maya. By what? With the help of what? Abhasena. With the help of Chidabhasa. Who is powerful now? This Maya is who? Creating who? Jiva. Maya creating Jiva can be understood. But Maya creates whom? Ishvara also. Who is powerful now? Maya is powerful or Ishvara is powerful? Who is powerful? Ishvara is powerful. How come? So Maya does. Karoti means Ishvara allows because of Maya. Why? Maya, no doubt, Maya gives the status of Ishvara to Brahma, but Brahma is not under the Ishvara, or Brahma is not under the control of Maya. But here, under Jiva, under control of Maya, Avidya. So therefore, you can't say Maya is powerful. Ishvara is the one who is wielding as a tool the Maya. So there it is said, how Abhasena, on account of Abhasa, so Jiva and Ishvara are projected. That means the case. Maya is false, Chidabhasa is false, product Jiva and Ishvara are equally false. That is the case. So that is what Shrutehe, again, that is what it says, Shrutehe ayam mayik chidabhasaha mayikaha. From Shruti we can verify that this chidabhasa is mayikaha. Mayika means mayaya kalpitaha. False. Mayika means mayaya kalpitaha. Falsely projected by maya, or otherwise called mithya swarupa. Maya means magic also. One who appears to be there, truly not there. Mithya swarupa. Anubhavadapi. Anubhavadapi ayam chidabhasaha mayikaha. On account of anubhava also we can verify this chidabhasa is mayika. Whose anubhava? Vidvad anubhava. The atma anubhava of jnani, which makes one discover that both, that is what? Either chidabhasa, whether in the jiva or ishvara, are false in nature. So that way we can verify. So anubhavadapi. So ayam chidabhasaha mayikaha. So same thing is further explained. Yataha. Why so mayikaha? Because jagat indrajalam proktam. The world is described in the Upanishad as what? Indrajalam, the Shruti. Like the Indrajala. You know what is Indrajala? Like magic. Magic is always false in nature. Mithya. Indrajalam. Like means Indrajalavat mithya. False in nature. So that yataha jagat indrajalam means indrajalavat mithya proktam. And now tell me, this chidabhasa is within the purview of jagat or outside jagat? Chidabhasa, is it within the jagat or outside jagat? Within the jagat. Jagat is mithya like indrajala, magic. So also chidabhasa is mithya, false in nature. So therefore, so ataha tadantah pai, antapati, tad means jagat. Jagat means antapati means included. So chidabhasa is the one who is included in the jagat, part and parcel of the jagat, and therefore chidabhasa also is what? Mithya bhutaha, false in nature. That shows jiva is false in nature. So false jiva having the status of bhoktrutva, that status of bhoktrutva real or false? False in nature. So therefore you can't attribute this bhoktrutva to whom? Atma. That's why bhoktru abhava told in stanza 192 is for whom? Asanga Atma. Here bhoktrutva attributed to who? False chidabhasa. So no contradiction. Again that jagat was described as indrajalavat. So that is now shown because it is subject to destruction. Vilayopyasya suptyadau sakshina hyanubhuyate etadrisham swasvabhavam vivinakti punah punaha. Of course, this doesn't describe the vinashit, destructible nature of jagat. Destructible nature of jagat is already known, like Indrajala. Like the destructible jagat of this destructible nature of jagat is already known, and it is like the Indrajala we can verify from our experience. Adi stands for the murcha, in the swoon, when a person faints. So, in the supti sleep or in the faint, swoon, asya means chidabhasasya, of the chidabhasa, asya api means even in the case of chidabhasa, vilayaha. Vilayaha means the destruction. Sakshina anubhuyate is experienced by Sakshi. See, in sleep, very chidabhasa. What is required for chidabhasa? Antakarana with its vritti. In sleep, antakarana. Where is antakarana? Dormant. Where it has gone? To its immediate cause. What is that immediate cause? Ajnana. So it has gone into ajnana. So antakarana is not there. Antakarana vrittis are not there. Therefore chidabhasa is not. You may say priyamoda pramoda vrittis are there. Of course, there the abhasa will be there. But we are talking of the antakarana in terms of bhokta etc. available with the bhokta bhogya bhoga. Not the sleep bhoga, but other word that is not there. So this chidabhasa in the antakarana is not there at all. So therefore what happens? At that time, this bhokta who experiences waking and the dream is not available. So asya means chidabhasasya vilayaha, extinction, destruction is experienced by whom? Sakshina anubhuyatehi. By Sakshi Chaitanya is being experienced. That is why on waking up we say what? I slept well, I did not know anything because experience was there, it is now recollected. In sleep, the experience of nothing being experienced or nothing being known, including myself, was there. But why you don't know at the time of sleep that I am sleeping and I don't know anything? After waking, you recollect that I slept well, I did not know anything, including myself. Yes or no? Or you don't remember? Some are still thinking. After waking up, I hope nobody is sleeping right now. So after you wake up from sleep, do you remember or not? Of course, if you don't sleep, that's a different thing. But a person who has slept and woken up, oh, I slept last night and I woke up. In sleep, I did not know anything, including myself. Yes or no? You are remembering. You are remembering means certainly you have undergone the experience. Now look, right now, you are listening to me. But while listening, you are aware, I am listening to this teaching. Yes or no? Like that, at the time of sleep, why is it not available to us that now I am sleeping, I don't know anything, including myself? Come on. Contradiction in the statement itself. Now I am sleeping, I don't know anything. I don't know anything, including myself. The fellow knows that I am sleeping and the fellow knows that I am not knowing myself is what? He knows. Why do we not know that? Such an experience is not there. At least do you know that such experience is not there? Suppose if you say, no, Swamiji, you don't know me, I am not an ordinary person. When I sleep, I know I am sleeping and I don't know anything. Then I have already told you. Only children can say this. Mummy and daddy wanted to go for a movie, that also night, after 9 o'clock. And this child, 3.5 years or so, other granny was there, they didn't want to take that child. And the mother said, sleep. So, don't get up. And she said, but this fellow got a clue, the mummy is dressing, When mummy is dressing means mother wants to go out. At the same time, she has threatened sleep, otherwise I see to it. The fear also is there. So the poor fellow has to lie on the bed and again she is forcing sleep. So to get rid of this nuisance, he was lying down quietly, helpless. Now what can poor fellow do? Helplessly he was lying down, and the mother thought that he has gone to sleep. The father said, see, the culprit is still awake. He will create problem for who? The granny there. He said. Mother said, no. He is asleep. And mother wanted to verify. Are you asleep or not? Yes, mummy, I am asleep. Only such answer can come. I am asleep, not otherwise. So why? If we are asleep, why that I am asleep is not known. Do you know who replies that I am? The one who is I am asleep is not available to answer in sleep. Who is that guy? Ahankara, that vritti which identifies with the embodiment is not available. Why not available? Antakarana is not available. That's why though experience is there, the ahankara, the one who is experiencing at that time concretely not available. Fine. Now, so that means in sleep, so that is what? The Chidabhasa as an entity is not available. So that is not available. Now we say, and that being the case, what happens now? Chidabhasa, who refers to whom? Jiva, is subject to Vilaya. Means at least at time he is not manifest, he goes to his unmanifest condition. Means extinction, Vilaya is that. Nitya or Anitya? Anitya. So means Vinasha is that. Therefore whole Mithya, like Jagat, one subject to destruction. Total destruction when? In knowledge, that is different thing. But here temporary destruction is available. So therefore now he says, this person, who is this person? Atmanam ched vijaniyat ayamasmiti purushaha. Kimichan means jnani who has got the knowledge of Atma Sarupa repeatedly dwells on the false nature of the Chidabhasa Jiva who paraded hitherto as the Bhokta. Till now, who was the Bhokta, the experiencer, and demanding this and that, and desiring this and that? This Chidabhasa, who is the Jiva, Bhokta. Now knowledge is there. In the wake of knowledge, this Jnani what? To be thorough as such, he distinguishes the nature of Atma Sarupa and the false nature of Chidabhasa means Jiva. So therefore he says, Tataha. Therefore, Etadrisham Swaswabhavam. This Swaswabhavam means Swatattvam. This true nature of oneself as totally distinct from the status of being the Bhokta. So this Jnani, what does he do? Punaha, Punaha. Repeatedly. What does he do? Vivinakti. Discriminates. Why Puna? If you have known your Sarupa, why should you do? Even to get rid of that habitual identification and consequent habitual Bhoktritva, to get rid of that, he takes to Manana repeatedly. Vivinakti, so distinguishes. So means, Vivinakti means Kutastad Vivicha Janati. Knows oneself that Chidabhasa as distinct from Kutastha Chaitanya Sakshi, which is my Swarupa. He repeatedly knows. So what? Fine. This Jnani, that means distinguishes the Kutastha Sakshi Chaitanya Rupa, his nature as different from the Chidabhasa, who is the Bhokta Jiva. So what? When that is clear, no desires will crop up. Desires are for whom? Bhokta. The Bhokta is now reduced to false entity. Will anyone desire something for one who is false? In the dream, you, the dreamer, was in dire need of 5 lakhs of rupees. Fine? I mean, such an urgent need was there. You woke up. Because some problem in the dream was there. And you are, if 5 lakhs were there, your problem gets solved. You woke up. Of course, you don't have 5 lakhs letters. But you can continue, you can live happily, that much you have got, your income is there. Do you need that 5 lakhs? Which was necessary in the dream? For the dreamer, you? No. Why? Dreamer, you is falsified in the waking. The waker, you doesn't need the 5 lakhs that was necessary for whom? The false dreamer. So, as a bhokta, when taken as real, but in dream you certainly need that. Why? Dreamer is real for this person who is dreaming. So now, as a bhokta in the state of ignorance who was mistaken as real, this is required, that is required, all were there. When the Atma Sarupa is known, bhokta is falsified, no necessity of fulfillment of this or any accomplishment of this desired object. From that standpoint, this is the result. Vivicca nasham nishchitya punarbhogam na vanchati mumurshoshaito bhumau विवाहं को भिवांछति विविच्य नाशम निश्चित्य पुनः भोगम न वांछति as it is अन्वय first line. भूमौ शायितः कः मुमूर्षुः भूमौ शायितः कः मुमूर्षुः विवाहम अभिवांछति. So this jnani, what does it do? Vivecha, having done the viveka. What viveka? Discrimination between Kutastha Sakshi Atma and this Chidabhasa Bhokta, and ascertaining the false nature of Chidabhasa Bhokta and ascertaining the true nature of Sakshi Atma. So, Nasham Nishchitya, having ascertained the false nature of Bhokta and therefore having destroyed, Punaha Bhogam Navanchati, doesn't desire the desired object. Here Bhoga is Bhogya, the things to be experienced. Why? Who is not there? Bhokta himself is not there. One who wanted to experience itself is not there. So Bhogam Navanchati. An illustration is given to this. How? Bhumau shayitaha kaha mumurshuhu. See, mumurshu, you know who is mumurshu? Martum ichchuhu mumurshuhu. One who is desirous of dying. Who is there who is desirous of dying? Except a suicide. Except a suicide, who is desirous of dying? It is not a suicide. Here mumurshu means one who is on the verge of dying. Not be taken one who is desirous of dying, because nobody wants to die. Even a suicide also doesn't want to die. Actually, suicide also doesn't want to die, but some wrong notion that perhaps I can get freed from the problem, he will think that. So here it is mumurshu means one who is on the verge of dying. So, the custom in our this thing is, suppose a person, nowadays may not be followed, in the hospital etc. are not there. So the one who is on the verge of dying, then what they do? They take him out and put on the bare ground. They say dharni bhat. I don't know what is this. Some custom is that. He is put on the ground, removed from the bed. Me, that is what is said. Bhumau shayitaha. The one who is on the verge of dying and put where? On the ground means now it's matter of few minutes only the person is going to pop off. That is the custom. So nowadays not followed as such, so that's fine. Maybe in the remote this thing, maybe Orthodox family, etc. Nowadays, he will not be at home, he will be in the ICU. And ICU means what? You can't do anything, doctors have to, they will be handling with all gadgets there, all poking here and there, all that poking. So that is the context. So a person on the verge of death, he is made to lie on the ground, means just there is no hope whatsoever now. So, now you say, such a person, kaha such a person, vivaham abhivanchati, would desire to get married. That is the fellow is about to die, will any thought of marriage will come to him? Impossible. Means that bhogecha is next to impossible. That's what it is. So likewise, this person who has ascertained the Chidabhasa Jiva Bhokta as false entity, therefore destroyed, where is the question of him desiring any bhogya? Means not at all possible. He says, look, this jnani who has ascertained the false nature of the earlier bhokta, not only will not desire for anything, but he is ashamed that hitherto what was I doing? I was desiring and I was a bhokta. He is ashamed of. Jirheti vyavahartum cha. Bhokta hamiti purvavat. Chinnanasa iva ritaha. Klishan arabdhamasnuti. Aham bhokta iti purvavat vyavahartum cha jihireti, not jivheti, okay? It is not jivheti. Jihireti. He is rakara. Very difficult to find out. Jirreti. Jirreti means is ashamed of. Aham bhokta iti purvavat vyavahartum cha jirreti. And also chinna nasaha iva ritaha klishan arabdham ashnuti. Chinna nasaha iva ritaha klishan arabdham ashnuti. Aham bhokta iti purva. This jnani who knows his swarupa and also knows Chidabhasa bhokta is false entity and therefore not true and so destroyed in this manner. Aham bhokta iti. I am the experiencer iti. Purvavat vyavahartum. So to transact as earlier. What is that earlier? Before gaining the knowledge. Purvavat is jnanodayat prak. Before gaining the knowledge. So before gaining the knowledge, how was he dealing with the world? As the one who wants this and that. Why you want this? Because I want to enjoy. So therefore, like that. Like in the case prior to gaining the knowledge that I am the enjoyer, experiencer, therefore I want to have all these. So like that, we have now, after gaining the knowledge and ascertaining the bhokta as false entity, false Chidabhasa, so vyavahartum, to deal with like this with the world or to transact with the world, is what? Jireti means is ashamed. Even to consider, hitherto I was a bhokta itself is a matter of not pride, it is a matter of shame. Because who is me? Satchidananda Swarupa, and like a beggar I was after the Vishayas itself is a matter of shame for this person. Not only that, do you know how then is he able to get freed from this? No. Do you know why not? Prarabdha is still there. And Prarabdha is there means still stuck up with the body. And he has to interact with the world. Unless he has got the capacity to totally get absorbed in the Swarupa, in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi Vijnana. That is that. Is a what? Neither he is aware of the world nor the body. So not that level. Means Prarabdhavashad, he is aware of the body and the world and interacting with the world. So therefore, and when he is interacting, do you know what is the attitude? Chinna nasaha iva ritaha. Ritaha means again ashamed. Like what? Chinna nasaha, like the one whose nose is cut. What will happen? Suppose a person whose nose is cut, either physically or figuratively. Both figuratively also is there. A person who gets insulted and humiliated, we say what? Nose is cut. Okay? Or by some accident or something has happened and the nose is cut. And still he has to deal with the world. How is he? Ritaha, ashamed. The fellow will try to hide to the maximum extent and will not come to the world unless it is totally necessary. So, then what does he do? Kleshan. Getting afflicted. Klesha. What klesha? Kleshan, getting afflicted. We'll see what is the affliction. Arabdham ashnute. Arabdham means prarabdham ashnute. What is the klesha, affliction? Ayyo, till now my prarabdha is not over. I am stuck to this body. Kleshan, that's why I say, after knowledge, if the mind is not absorbed in the Swarupa, Drishta, Sukha, Dukkha are bound to be there. Drishta, Dukkha comes, no problem. But when Drishta, Dukkha comes, problems are going to be there. So therefore he says, then what? Ayyo, my prarabdha is not yet over. So he gets afflicted. Now, if this is the case, he says, now see, this is with respect to whom? Bhoktrutva, no. Bhoktrutva with respect to Chidabhasa, Bhokta, Jiva, even after gaining the knowledge, even to remember the Bhoktrutva that was for Chidabhasa, Jiva is a matter of such affliction. What to speak that after gaining the knowledge, Sakshi has no Bhoktrutva at all, Kaimoti Kanaya. What to speak? Impossible for the Sakshi to have the Bhoktrutva. Yada swasyapi bhoktrutvam mantum jihretyayam tada sakshinyāropayedetad iti kaiva katha vrutha. Anvaya ayam yada swasya api bhoktrutvam mantum jihreti tada etad साक्षिणी आरोपयेद इति वृथा कथा का एव तदा एतद् साक्षिणी आरोपयेद इति वृथा कथा का एव अयम with this ayam, this chidabhasa, which one earlier who was parading as the bhokta, now jnana is there and now it is destroyed. Even if badhitat will be there, for prarabdhavashat something will be there. So this chidabhasa, ayam, yada, when स्वस्य अपि भोक्तृत्वं मंतुम जिरेति, is ashamed to consider one's bhoktritva. Swasya means chidabhasasya, belonging to chidabhasa, whatever the status of bhokta which was there before gaining the knowledge, to consider that also is what? He is ashamed. How? As told in the earlier stanza, if he is ashamed, then is a tada. And how mantum? Mantum means I am bhokta, I am an experiencer, etc. To consider when he is ashamed to do that, and which was belonging to the earlier in the case of ignorance. Then tada, then he says, etad. Etad means this bhoktritva belonging to chidabhasa. Etad, this refers to chidabhasa-gata bhoktritvam. The status of bhokta belonging to chidabhasa, who is a false entity, sakshini aropaye, will attribute to whom? Sakshi Chaitanya Atma iti vrutha katha kaiva. What a prattle! How is it possible? Who can say that he will attribute it to Sakshi Chaitanya because he is ashamed to attribute to whom? Chidabhasa is a false entity, impossible to attribute to Sakshi Chaitanya. So totally, so that is discarded. So from this standpoint, in Brihadaranyaka Shruti, Kasya Kamaya means Bhokta himself is not there. When Bhokta is not there, for whose sake desires and the consequent affliction to all the three bodies. How is it possible? That is now he connects. Ityabhipretya bhoktaram akshipatya vishankaya kasya kamayeti tataha sharirānujvaro nahi iti abhipretya kasya kamaya, put this in inverted comma, second line. Kasya kamaya, this phrase in inverted comma from the Brihadaranyaka mantra cited in this chapter first. That is first this thing, that is started. Atmanam ched vijaniyat ayamasmiti purusha kimichan kasya kamaya. That was. Iti bhoktaram avishankaya akshipati. Iti bhoktaram avishankaya akshipati. There kasya kamaya iti, after iti add shrutihi. Iti add shruti. So therefore iti abhipretya kasya kamaya iti shrutihi bhoktaram avishankaya akshipati tataha sharirānujvaraha nahi. Tataha sharirānujvaraha nahi. Iti abhipretya means intending so, keeping in view this. What is that keeping in view? That means he is not ready or he is ashamed to attribute the bhoktrutva to Chidabhasa, false entity, where the question of attributing to Sakshi Chaitanya impossible. Keeping this in view, so what does it do? That's Shruti. Shruti, what does it do? Kasya kamaya, for whose enjoyment or experience. So, Bhoktaram, the one who is supposed to be the Bhokta, Avishankaya Akshipati. Akshipati means Nirakaroti, refutes. How? Avishankaya means beyond any trace of doubt, without any doubt whatsoever. What is that absence of doubt? Kutastha Asanga Atma can't be Bhokta. Mere Chidabhasa can't be Bhokta. Chidabhasa with Adhisthana in the state of ignorance appears to be Bhokta. But now in the knowledge that Chidabhasa is, Bhokta is destroyed. There is no one to whom now Bhoktrutva can be attributed. Earlier there was a Bhokta. Who was that? The Jiva Chidabhasa. Now that also is not there. So therefore, no doubt whatsoever about the Swarupa as a Bhokta, the one who is free from Bhoktrutva. So Bhoktaram Avishankaya, without any trace of doubt, Akshipati, Shruti, Nirakaroti, Shruti refutes. Now, when the Bhokta, the experiencer is not there, what is not there? Kamas, desires are not there. When desires are not there, pursuits to fulfill the desires are not there. When the pursuits to fulfill the desires are not there, the affliction, the anguish on account of that is not there, either at the physical body level or at the subtle body level or also at the causal body level. So he says, Tataha, therefore, Shariranu-jvaraha. Jvara, you know. What is jvara? Fever. Now that jvara is one of the jvaras, okay, here. So here jvara has to be taken as santapa, affliction, anguish. So santapa, affliction, anguish. So, and that is Shariranu-jvara means what? The santapa, affliction, anguish on account of Sharira, on account of the body. Which body? All the three bodies will be explained afterwards. So, nahi is not there. The anguish, the affliction on account of all the three bodies. All the three bodies means gross, subtle and causal is not there for this jnani. That is why Kasya Kamaya Shariram Anusanjvari. Now that the absence of anguish or affliction in terms of what is called jara, for Sharira means all three bodies. What is it about? What are the three bodies and how a jara? We know jara at which body? Physical body, temperature rising up and you go to the doctor, that much we? No, we don't know jvara at the Suksharira, etc. So what is jvara, etc.? At all the three levels there is anguish, there is affliction. First, what are the three bodies and what is that jvara and how it is not there for this jnani? That will be now discussed from stanza 223 to 228. See, actually, stanza 223 to 250, what is discussed is, for jnani, the absence of jvara or this anguish for all the three bodies. That is discussed from 223 to 250. In that, from 223 to 228, so what is the meaning of that sanjvaret? You know, sanjvaret. That is, Kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anu sanjvaret. What is that Sanjvarit? That Shabdartha Vichara is conducted in 223 to 228. For that, first is now pointing out the three Shariras and shows in all the three Shariras a suitable Jvara is there. Okay? Physical body also is there, subtle body also is there, causal body also there is Jvara. What is that? It will be seen. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayan Nyayena Margena Mahi Mahisha O Brahmanebhya Shvamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhinam Kale Varshadvarjanya Prithvi Sasyashari Eshoyam Kshobharita Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhave Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritamaya Om